Hi, it's Fionna Gossling from Roy LePage here to talk to you about what happened in real estate in Burlington in April 2022. So, as you've probably heard from news headlines, the market has started to correct. There's been a little bit of a shift in the market. We saw fewer transactions happen this month. And I think what has happened is the market was starting to naturally cool a little bit. We weren't seeing as many multiple offers on properties, even in the latter part of March. And then there was a lot of talk of interest rates, banks increasing interest rates. And they did. They went up 0.5 point, and that has affected affordability. And I think it has affected buyers' confidence. It is my prediction that this is a short-term blip. I think that there will be some price corrections that happened. I think we probably have seen the peak and prices are going to come down a little bit, but I do not think that they're going to come down a lot, and I don't think it's going to be for a terribly long period of time. Money is still very, very cheap right now, and that was part of what was running our market or driving our real estate market. And I think the 0.5 point increase is just getting a little bit of that affordability and the debt under control. So let's have a look at the actual numbers as to what happened. As you can see, so in Burlington in April, we had 291 sales. That is that's quite respectable still. It didn't slow down in Burlington as much as it slowed down in some other areas around the GTA. But I do think that it is coming. I think it would be silly to not believe that kind of correction will spill into Burlington. Number of units available. What separates April from January, February, and March is the number of units available. So we had 1.1 months of inventory in April, compared to 0.5, 0.6, 0.7 months of inventory in the early part of the year. So while everything that was coming on the market was selling in the first 3 months of the year, now buyers are having a little bit more time. They are putting in offers with conditions, which is nice for them. There might be a little bit of room to negotiate based on people's pricing strategies. So this technique of pricing at low, holding back offers isn't working as well anymore, but pricing things based on market sales is resulting in some sales and some solid results. The average sale price is down a little bit. Average is hard because there's not in these stats because there's not really enough data points to make it statistically accurate. And the median sale price is down quite a bit. Days on market are pretty equal. This slide I think is pretty important because what it's telling us is that while our number of transactions were down 26%, that's not terrible in terms of corrections of things, and our active listings were up 40% April over April 2021. So fewer sales, more to choose from, that's affected our months of inventory, which is good for buyers, and it's not bad for sellers. It just means you have to price things properly, really market the home, put a little extra time into getting it ready and how to set it apart from your competition and strong negotiation. Things are still selling. But if you're trying to get into the market, there is an opportunity right now. Our average sale price is still up 17% year over year. So your house is still worth 17% more if you sold in April 2022 versus April 2021. And it's taking less time to sell. So that's saying, we're still seeing that tail end of people going in with no conditions, but that's starting to change. This is a breakdown of what the average sale price is in each property type. So the average sale price of a detached home was $2,211,000. Townhouse was $1,042,000, and a condo was $713,000. And that is that. If you had any specific questions about what was happening in your particular neighborhood, or you were thinking about buying in Burlington and wanted a little bit more information as to what's happening in a specific neighborhood or market, don't hesitate to reach out and ask. In the meantime, I hope you found that useful, and I'll report back in next month.